In a Contact 17 report tonight, a gay couple in Bakersfield is preparing to finalize their adoption of 2 children from the foster care system. But they also say they're preparing for any backlash it may bring from the community. 17's Madeline Jarrett is joining us now from our news center with the story. Madeline?
Jim, the couple contacted our station because they want to share their story and spread the word that there are kids out there in need of good, loving homes, no matter what type of family you might be. Baker and Jason Medlock had their final adoption home inspection today. The couple were foster parents to Jaden and Cody for about a year. They say they're already a family, but it's about to become official.
We are a family. There's no question about it. You know, these boys, they're our boys.
Words cannot express the happiness I feel. And when Friday comes, that will be, well, it will be one of the happiest days of my life. The days we got them were the happiest days. The days we went in and signed those final adoption papers were happy, but this brings closure to it.
On Friday, they'll go to a ceremony finalizing the adoption process. Jason says as daunting as parenting is,
Jaden, give me the keys.
There's another concern on his mind.
I am concerned about backlash from the community.
We don't believe that in any part of God's Word it establishes a precedent for same-gender marriage or for the family unit being constructed that way. That's in all due respect to human beings, to those folks, to their love.
Pastor Frank Ward with Columbus Street Baptist Church has a niece who is a lesbian. He says he loves her, and while they both know each other's beliefs, that doesn't change his.
We could not condone anything, any behavior, activity, or choice that's outside of what we believe God designed for our best.
I think they need to look a little deeper in their hearts and see what's truly going to be better for these kids. I would rather see these boys in a nice environment where they're going to be cared for, well taken care of, than in an abusive home.
Jason and Dell say they originally thought the adoption process would be more difficult for them, but they haven't faced much adversity. And when and if some does come along, they say they're prepared to deal with it as a family. California and 9 other states, along with Washington, D.C., have laws that specifically allow same-sex couples to jointly adopt children.
It was Adoption Day in Kern County today. Dozens of foster children finding forever families. And it was also a special day for a gay couple here in Bakersfield who have been waiting months to finalize their adoption. 17's Tim Callahan in our newsroom tonight with the story. Tim?
Good evening, Jim. Baker and Jason Medlock have been waiting years for this. They say it's been a struggle, but they wanted to provide a loving home for their 2 children. And shortly after 3:30 this afternoon, the adoption was official.
So we are adjourned.
A packed and very loud Kern County courtroom broke into applause this afternoon as the judge granted Baker and Medlock legal parents of their 2 children, Jaden and Cody. The couple contacted 17 News last week wanting to share their story and struggles throughout the adoption process. They also wanted to silence any skeptics who may say the couple is not fit to raise 2 children on their own.
Okay. They need to look deep down inside. What would you rather have? The kids in an abusive home where they're beaten up, they're put in, you know, going from home to home to home because they are raised in the wrong environment where they're abused. You know, who wants your own child to end up in the system?
It's been court hearings and visitations and more court hearings and home inspections and paperwork. It's a long process, but in the end, it's so worth it.
And they also say it's been a daunting process going through all that, but they don't regret a thing. Baker and Medlock plan many happy years together as a family. Now, the 2 children adopted today have other siblings in the foster care system. And coming up on 17 News at 6, hear from a family friend who stepped up and adopted a child in hopes of keeping this family together. That's new in our next half hour.
Back, and a gay couple in Bakersfield has reason to celebrate tonight. They just finalized the adoption of their 2 children, a process they say took a lot of hard work. 17's Tim Callahan in our news center tonight with the story. Tim?
Good evening, Jim. For Baker and Jason Medlock, their mission has been to create a family, providing 2 foster kids with a loving home. And today, their dreams of parenthood were realized.
We've been waiting for this for a year and a half, and we're finally an official family.
Outside a Kern County courtroom, there is an overwhelming sense of relief from this openly gay Bakersfield couple. 2 years ago, they set out to start a family of their own. And today, that became a reality.
We're finally an official family, and words can't express how happy I feel about that.
Baker and Jason Medlock became parents, but their journey towards family didn't always appeal to everyone.
What would you rather have? The kids in an abusive home where they're beaten up, they're put in, going from home to home to home because they are raised in the wrong environment.
For them, it's been about creating a loving home.
These kids are going to be happy, and that's all that matters.
We immediately fell in love with this family.
So much so, Stephanie Antone Giovanni was willing to keep their family together.
There are 7 children in this one family, and there were older boys that just didn't want to be adopted. And so my goal was to try and keep them all in touch with each other.
A family brought closer together, all by fostering hope and faith in the system.
The politics doesn't mean anything to me. We just want to see that the kids are safe and taken care of.
A lot of fun for them today, and an exciting day for a lot of other families who also went through the adoption process. As for this family, what's next for them? They say it's off to Disneyland for a few days of celebration.
There are currently 2,300 children in foster care here in Kern County, but not enough foster and adoptive parents to take care of them all. ABC 23's Chris Van Horn joins us now live from our newsroom with more on how you can get involved even if you think you might not qualify. Chris?
Well, Jackie, the Department of Human Services says there are a lot of myths and misconceptions about requirements to become an adoptive or foster parent, and they say all you have to do is give them a call and see if you might qualify. This afternoon, Jason Medlock and Del Baker, a gay couple, adopted 2 young boys. Gay couples, married or otherwise, and single adults, homosexual or not, can all become foster and then adoptive parents for children as long as they offer a loving home and can help turn around those kids' lives. Medlock and Baker encourage anyone with big hearts who love children to adopt, and that love is what really makes a family.
The most important thing is that these kids are going to be in an environment where they're going to be raised good. They're not going to be in any kind of abusive home. They're not going to be taken away, and they'll be happy, and that's what they need.
Gay adoptions in Kern County are not unprecedented. While Human Services does not track the number of cases of gay adoptions, they say it is a common occurrence here and throughout the state as it is legal. Coming up tonight at 6 o'clock, we'll hear from the Department of Human Services about exactly what they're looking for in foster and adoptive parents. Live in the newsroom, Chris Van Horn, ABC 23. Well, if you've ever had thoughts about adopting a child or becoming a foster parent, a local gay couple wants to let you know that if they can do it, so can you. Jason Medlock and Del Baker spent the last year and a half going through the adoption process. They said it's not as hard as you might think, but it does take some patience. Medlock and Baker are a gay couple, and while you might think that's a rare thing here in Kern County, you might be surprised. While Human Services doesn't track the sexual orientation of its adoptive and foster parents, officials say it is a regular occurrence.
Because what we look at isn't somebody's sexual orientation, it's whether they have the ability to love kids, help heal them, and help them grow up and be responsible adults.
No matter who you are, if you have a big heart and a home, the foster system needs you. Please contact DHS and get the ball rolling to get your foster or adopt license, because we really need you. The kids need you.
Well, some might question a gay couple adopting children. Medlock and Dell say their children will be raised in a good environment and that the alternative would have them in destructive and bad environments.